Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just concentrating on the filming.
Okay.
Yeah, can I just take your numbers, please? Are you filming me?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you are now.
Engaging with you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Can I?
You can take the numbers, mate. 3406.
Thank you very much.
We've only come out.
Can I take your number, please?
3026, and I'm the sergeant, Scott Manning.
You're the sergeant. Okay, thank you very much. It's a social experiment that I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Explain exactly what that means.
Well, I don't have to explain. I mean, don't answer me like that. I mean, if we can have a conversation.
Can I ask you what your social experiment is then, please?
Okay. Well, there's been some abuse around people filming in public, and the police have abused powers. It's to see what sort of interaction I'm going to get by doing a legal activity. Yeah.
Okay. Do you not see, from the point of view of the police officers, that the vulnerability for us when we're coming in and out, and so not everyone's going to know who you are,
fair enough,
and immediately that's going to maybe cause them some concern. Do you not think you have some sort of civil duty to try and sort of help the police to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable coming in and out of the police building?
Okay.
When the officer claims the auditor is a security concern simply because people do not know who he is, it shows a misunderstanding of how public spaces work. In the UK, filming in public is legal, and there is no requirement to identify yourself to the police unless specific legal conditions apply. None of those conditions were present here. Calling someone a risk just because they are holding a camera is not evidence of suspicious behavior. It is suspicion based on assumptions rather than facts. The officer then goes a step further by suggesting the auditor has a responsibility to make the police feel comfortable. That completely misses the point. Members of the public are not required to change their lawful behavior to suit an officer's feelings. The responsibility lies with the police to respect people's rights and enforce the law fairly and without prejudice.
If what I'm doing is legal,
no, I haven't asked you if it's legal.
No, but if it's legal, it's not a matter of what you just said to me. It's a legal activity, so therefore I can do it. So by your explanation to me, it makes sense, but it's also a legal activity, so you've got to respect that I can do it.
At no point have I said that you can't.
No, I know you haven't,
so I asked you a
but that's the conversation,
and
it'll go round.
You refuse to answer that. You don't feel that you've got...
Do I have to answer it?
No.
Well, I've just given you my answer. I just said to you that because it's a legal activity and I can do it, from what you just said, negates it being a legal activity. If it was unlawful, then you can turn around and say, oh, do you know what, we're scared because you're doing something which isn't unlawful, you'd come and arrest me. But because it's legal, I can understand the concern. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being antagonistic, right, or anything like that. Yeah, of course I can understand the concern, but because it is legal, the concerns doesn't outweigh my right.
In the UK, the right to film in public is protected by common law and Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, which protects freedom of expression. Unless officers have reasonable suspicion that a specific offence has been committed, concern alone is not enough to justify a detention or a demand for personal details. A sergeant's job is not to act on feelings or assumptions. Their decisions must be based on the law. Throughout this encounter, the auditor shows more patience and understanding than the officers. He acknowledges their concerns while standing firm on his rights. That is what makes this moment important. He is not being difficult or uncooperative. He is simply drawing the line where the law draws it. The sergeant's refusal to respect that line highlights a deeper problem, a mindset where authority is exercised based on personal comfort rather than lawful conduct.
Therefore, you're coming, you're talking to me, and that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to turn around and say, oh, we want to try to figure out what you're doing and stuff like that.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say to you, then that's fine. And if that's the case and you've figured out that I'm doing a legal activity, then that should be the end of the conversation, really. I mean, you can come, you can give your opinion, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but all I'm going to say to you is, I ain't doing nothing wrong.
I get that's what you're saying. We're just asking you why you're not doing anything wrong.
Because it says so, it's a law.
No, you've said you're doing a social experiment. We've said what sort of experiment you're doing. That's what we've asked you.
No,
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are not legal. Listen a second. I could go home.
No, actually, I don't have to listen a second, but I'll let you carry on.
I thought you said we're having a conversation.
No, I'll let you carry on. Well, it's not a conversation with consent. You guys have come up to me to stop me filming legally, and then you're trying to say stuff to me. Okay, but now you're trying to put your opinion onto me, which isn't what.
You said we're having a conversation.
Yes,
conversations go two ways.
I know you've explained this is a social experiment.
Yep.
We've got no way of actually testing that.
The auditor has been open, calm, and honest about what he is doing. He is not hiding anything or acting suspiciously. He is simply filming in a public place, which is entirely lawful. His explanation should have been enough to resolve the situation. Instead, the sergeant shifts the burden onto the auditor, effectively saying, "We don't believe you." But that is not how the law works. In the UK, individuals do not have to prove their innocence. It is the police who must have reasonable suspicion before interfering with someone's rights. What makes this worse is that even after the auditor voluntarily explains his purpose, the officer continues to treat doubt as justification for further action. It reflects a misuse of discretion and a style of policing driven by assumptions rather than evidence.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
the
this
way
is
that
your
you're
opinion,
testing it...
and the fact
okay,
that
let
this
you finish
is
first.
the fact that this is quite a vulnerable premises. The police officers coming in and out. Quite recently, we've had quite a lot of attacks and people that have been attacked coming in and going out. So what we're doing, I'm going to detain you for the purpose of the search,
Okay.
based on the powers of the Terrorism Act.
Okay. Before you do that, can I just ask you to look in my backpack, in the pocket, in the back pocket, yeah? And there's a bit of paper in there, yeah? It's a NCPP police advice in regards to Terrorism Act.
Okay, well, we're
yeah?
not searching.
No, I'm just saying, it's got the Terrorism Act.
I've explained the
Okay,
reason
if you want to
behind
search me,
why.
that's fine.
If
That's
I've
fine.
explained the
Okay.
reason behind why I'm going to search.
Well, I don't agree to it, but okay.
And I've
What
explained
can
the
I say?
power. Could I
ask you
just explain what I'm going to explain and you can talk to me after?
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
You're detained for the purpose of search, which means you can't leave at the moment. You're not under
Fair enough.
arrest.
Okay, yeah.
You can't leave until I've completed my search. When I've
Fair enough.
finished, I'll fill out a stop slip, which will have all the powers listed on it and the reasons behind why. Okay, do you understand all of that?
I believe it's an unlawful search.
Well, I didn't ask you what your opinion was. I'm asking you, do you understand all of that? No? Okay, fine. Okay, I think I'll ask you to just take that.
Yeah, can I just put this on the floor then, please?
Yeah, it's fine,
Yeah?
yeah, it's fine.
Despite the auditor calmly explaining his actions and presenting no threat, the sergeant detains him under the Terrorism Act. This power is intended for situations involving genuine, evidence-based suspicion of terrorist activity, not for stopping someone who is peacefully filming in public as part of a social experiment. The justification appears extremely weak, and the decision looks more like an abuse of authority than lawful policing. What the sergeant says next reveals even more about his attitude. When the auditor states, "I believe this is an unlawful search," the sergeant replies, "I didn't ask you what your opinion was." That response is not only dismissive but also shows a disregard for the concerns of a member of the public. Rather than recognizing the auditor's legal rights, the sergeant treats him as a problem to be dealt with. Using such serious legislation without proper justification is a significant misuse of power. In this case, the consequences did not go unnoticed. Later, I'll show exactly how much compensation Yardley received for this unlawful detention.